I've seen a huge increase in the amount of plastic on a daily basis. I don't really want my kids to grow up having to beach clean every day.
We now get through 1 million of this type of bottle every minute.
In that circle is a microplastic.
Today, India produces almost 5.6 million tons of plastic annually.
Plastics take the stage at an international exhibit in Amsterdam. The ingenious alchemy of coal and oil provides the material. Ingenious machinery presses and stamps and molds the material into a wide variety of products, articles for household use, as well as tools for industry. The horizons of plastic are lengthening and strengthening too. In the world of tomorrow, plastics will certainly call the tune.
So my name's Dave Muir. I'm a surf school owner, a surf shop owner, a surfer and a father of two. I'm here today at Senton Cove, which is my home, where I work. It's considered my garden, my life, and everything I do is basically around the ocean here. Right, keep those legs up, those knees up. So behind me is my home on the cliffs of Gwenver. I'm fortunate enough every day to go and surf down there. I teach on this beach, and the surf school I've been running for 15 years here. Really, really lucky to have the opportunity to kind of live in Cornwall and be passionate about where I am. I've got two girls, Elsie and Olive, they're 4 and 3. I love that they are involved in the ocean as much as I am. More recently, the kids have started to ask questions about the plastic on the beach and the litter we're finding.
Now what's this bad for, Elsie? Fishies. We don't like it, do we?
More recently, I'm finding plastic in the sea. Not just in the rocks and on the beach, but actually in the water. And that's what really worries me, because for 15 years, I don't think I've seen a single plastic bottle in the ocean. Now, if I'm seeing it now, what's the future going to be like? So I'm on a journey of discovery to find out where this plastic's coming from, the impact on the environment, what can be done, and really, is there a solution to the plastic in our sea? So I'm really excited. I'm on my way to see David Santillo, Senior Research Scientist at Greenpeace. He's based at the University of Exeter, and I've brought some plastics along to find out if he can help me a bit about them, tell me a bit more about the properties of the plastics, and really, more importantly, the issue of plastic in the ocean.
Worldwide, we're now making somewhere in the region of 330 million tonnes of plastic every year, and yet we still somehow see it as a disposable material. And it's become a problem that we can only solve by dealing with that issue at source, rather than trying to now clean up the environment as the solution.
So are single-use plastics the issue?
Single-use plastics are a particular problem because we've assumed that they're disposable, whereas in fact plastics aren't designed to break down very easily. They're going to be around for hundreds of years, if not longer.
So this morning, before we came to see you, I went down to my local beach and I collected, within literally 5 minutes, a handful of plastic. I've got a cigarette lighter, I've got some rope, I've got a cotton bud.
Okay, so cigarette lighter, sadly, that's going to stick around for hundreds of years. And these have been found in the stomachs of albatross chicks, even thousands of miles offshore. I mean, almost wherever you go these days, you'll see plastic pollution. And it's a sad fact that whenever we're going to our beaches, plastic have become part of that fabric.
So I found a water bottle just actually on the side of the river here. How much of an issue is this?
Yeah, I mean, again, a big symptom of the plastics problem. Globally, we now get through 1 million of this type of bottle every minute.
1 million bottles a minute is a staggering figure, but what's more worrying is that these plastics will break down into smaller pieces. I'm heading to meet Sarah Nelms, a specialist in ocean microplastics, to learn more about her latest work.
I've been looking through the digestive tracts of marine mammals, so their guts basically. This is the kind of plastic that most people think of, and this was found in the stomach of a common dolphin. This was actually a one-off. I didn't find any other incidences like this, but most of the plastic I was finding is not actually visible to the naked eye. So in that circle is a microplastic. We're finding microplastics in seal poo, so that kind of implies that it is passing through the digestive tract, but we don't know what kind of impact it's having on the way through the animal's body. And if you can see that, then you've got amazing eyesight. These tiny bits of plastic weren't produced to be that size. They have been broken down over time and have fragmented into smaller and smaller pieces until they're microscopic.
Are we okay to have a look at this under the microscope?
Yeah, of course. Might be a bit noisy. Okay.
So what are we looking at here?
So this is your microplastic. It's under a microscope, so you can actually see it now. And this is a particle that's called low-density polyethylene, and it's the kind of plastic that we use widely in making carrier bags.
So what was found in the seal poo that you described earlier on is likely to have come from a carrier bag, or
carrier bag
potentially,
or some kind of plastic container. Yeah.
So what concerns me more is bigger things that I'll pick up on the beach are things I'm able to remove, and they're probably not as dangerous as the kind of things you're collecting here. So the smaller they are, essentially the more impact they could have.
So the smaller they are, the more bioavailable they are to a wider range of animals, right from baleen whales right down to microscopic zooplankton, which are the base of the food chain. So if they have an impact on those animals, then it affects the whole food chain higher up.
Essentially the smaller animal, the smaller the piece, the more it affects the entire food chain all the way to the predator.
It's clear that both fish and mammals are eating the plastic that we are introducing, but I don't yet know how much is entering our oceans and why. I want to find out the scale of the issue, so I'm heading to a country where plastic pollution has reached a critical level.
Welcome to Mumbai, the gateway of India, home to over 20 million people, making this one of the most densely populated cities on the planet. This is the first leg of my journey, and I'm off to meet my first family, the Chembo family, living on a drain right next to plastic.
A short drive through the bustling city of Mumbai, and I'd already seen an incredible amount of plastic, but nothing could have prepared me for what I was about to see.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. My goodness me. Oh. That is like in the back of my throat. As you see, the plastic literally is coming out of the drain. The water's followed the plastic. The heat, the smell, oh my God, the smell is just... Like I've travelled, I've seen some bits, but this is mind-blowing. This is the reason why we've come to India, to see plastic from houses straight into the river. The river flows south to the sea, and there's plastic. You can see it making its way south. It's plain as day. It's stinking, it's horrible, but it's just so heartbreaking.
Little did I know, I'm about to meet a family living just a stone's throw away from where I'm stood.
So we've got grandchildren, children, I'm being smiled at from all angles over here, like beautiful little faces. And this, to me, where I live, I have an ocean that I can go and swim in. Wouldn't this be nice if this was a river that they could play in and they could kind of, you know, could swim in the water? Obviously that's not the case.
मिलेगा तो चाहिए ना मिलेगा अगर आदमी को अच्छी जगह रहने के लिए तो जाएगा ही ना कोई भी.
So in the world at the minute, and in the UK where I live, plastic is becoming the biggest issue of our generation, and we're trying our hardest to actually do something about it. The problem with plastic is it survives for hundreds and hundreds of years. Do you know much about plastic?
प्लास्टिक के बारे में हम लोग को कुछ ऐसा फील नहीं होता है क्योंकि प्लास्टिक आज से नहीं कितने दिन से आदमी यूज़ कर रहा है। हम लोग होश संभाले तो मेरे ख्याल से तब से थैली चली रही थी प्लास्टिक। समुद्र में जाता है उसके बारे में गवर्नमेंट सोचे ना, उससे हम लोग को कुछ लेना देना नहीं है, ये काम उनका है, हमारा नहीं है।
The plastic and the litter we can see here, is this plastic that's come from your family?
कचरे वाला यहाँ नहीं आता, हम लोग पैसा फेंक देते बांध के।
So you throw the plastic in the sea, in the river, and it's dealt with by Mother Nature.
ये सब तकलीफ अल्लाह दूर नहीं करता है, ये सब गवर्नमेंट का काम है, वही दूर कर सकती है।
That's just the way it is.
With so much plastic entering our drains and rivers, it's no wonder we have such a big problem on our hands. So I'm following this plastic downstream and meeting a local fisherman who remembers a simpler time before plastic.
So we've just arrived at a fishing village. And the smell is unreal. There's dried fish everywhere. Good morning. It's just more of what we've seen everywhere else, just so much plastic. And this wonderful lady is busy drying out prawns, but within feet from her is a mountain of plastic again. And it's everywhere. It's almost kind of part of the floor. Hello, my name's Dave. My name is Dave. What's your name? What's your name?
Portia.
Portia. Oh, pleased to meet you, Portia. So how long have you been fishing? With all this plastic, has it always been like this? So when you were a boy, was this beach beautiful? Could you swim in the water? Were there children playing on the beach all the time?
इथे जाल्या पण सुकवायच्या, आता इथे काय राहिलंय, प्लॅस्टिक झालं, इथे जाल्या पण घालायच्या, म्हणजे सुकवायच्या.
So Portia, you seem to have seen so much. You're amazing. I wonder what you've envisaged for the future of your community, whether it's going to get better or whether you see it getting any worse.
पुढे तर चांगलं होतं, आता यापुढे खराबच चाललं होत. प्लॅस्टिक बंद झालं तर जाऊ शकणार ना, बंद नाही झालं तर प्लॅस्टिक वाढणारच. प्लॅस्टिक बंद झालं पाहिजे. चल बरं आता काढ.
As the sun sets, I'm really starting to feel for this community. I'm just glad that there's a ray of hope out there fighting for these people.
So Chini, you've brought me here to Dadar Beach. Tell me a little bit about Beach Warriors.
Beach Warriors is my team which is working for cleaning Dadar and Prabhadevi Beach since last 8 months. So last Sunday we have completed 35 weeks of Dadar Prabhadevi Beach cleanup.
Really?
No one is bothered to look at this beach because it was a garbage dumping ground. So we thought, why not make it as a tourist place?
So you cleaned this beach last week. Was it clean when you left?
Yeah, it was definitely clean, and last week around 500 volunteers came here and cleaned the beach. 10 tons of garbage was picked up, but it is all given by us itself. We throw it in the sea and sea throws back. So if today you can see plastic, the blame should be on us.
I mean, what you're doing sounds amazing, but is it a solution? Is it making a change?
Yes, definitely we'll make a change. I always say to my people that 2 hands can do wonders. It is like 2 hands, 2 hours in a week is enough for your society. So you have to come forward, not only for the beach cleanup, but you can make aware people about not littering. Because we are doing it not for the beach cleanup purpose. We are doing it so that people will be aware. They will be having a fire in them that we should stop littering. Otherwise, we will die someday because of this thing.
Well, while I'm here, can I get involved? Can we pick up some plastic?
Yes, yes, definitely. The beach is all yours.
Let's do it. I mean, this is so heartbreaking. To see this much plastic on a beach like this is crazy, and for you to be doing it day in, day out. I mean, you've obviously made this, you know, a job. You've created something here, and I know you're doing it out of the goodness of your own heart. But it just seems like we're going to be doing this together. Now we're a generation that has to make a difference. Are you prepared for 50 years of cleaning the beach?
That is an absolutely great question. We are not prepared, but we are preparing the younger generation to clean their own beach, to keep our own country, own nation, whole world clean. That is the only message we have to give each and every one.
I mean, we have similar issues. You know, I see my beach and I see it seems clean, but I'm picking up plastic all the time. Here, it's an epidemic. There is a plastic issue which is far greater than anything I've ever seen. I mean, when I came to India, I expected to see plastic, I expected to see litter. I was not prepared for this, honestly. It's hard, man. It's really hard to see it like this. And I've got children, and this plastic here is entering this ocean. The understanding that this plastic could make it anywhere in the world. You know, I'm picking up plastic from India in England. You know, we've got a whole challenge ahead of us, and it is our generation. We have to prepare ourselves for our children. So I suppose the change is now. We have to do it, you know, we have to do it.
My time in India is almost over. Dr. Rashni is a leading expert in ocean plastics and is concerned about India's future.
The situation is grim. Today, India produces almost 5.6 million tons of plastic annually. A World Economic Forum study mentioned that India contributes almost 60% of all the plastic that reaches our oceans. Over 500 tons of waste reach our seas every single day. I think India needs to wake up, take responsibility, and most certainly, as an economic giant, start cleaning up its act.
So if I see this problem, I mean, it seems like an enormous issue.
It is.
And it seems like for someone looking at it, it's almost too big to deal with. How can we deal with it in smaller bite-sized chunks?
Most of our beaches in Mumbai are cleaned every morning. But if you have a look, within half a tide, the ocean has just spewed everything right back. Because the volumes of waste and plastic that are in our oceans is enormous. We need to just say no. We need to say no to plastic. We need to look for better alternatives. Life continued without plastic. I know my grandparents and grandparents survived without plastic.
Is there any good news?
Yes, I think we have to be hopeful. Why else would we be environmentalists? The good news is that the world today is sitting up and recognizing plastic to be a major contribution to climate change and global warming. Studies have shown that plastic does have irreversible impacts on the environment. I think the larger question is, are we doing too little too late?
I can't think of a better way or a better place to finish my journey in India. Look around, there are thousands of people all coming together. The community here is incredible, and I set out to make a film about plastic. I didn't expect to find happy, smiling faces, people living side by side with plastic. It's an epidemic, and it's something that they know about. They don't quite understand it yet, and I think that's an issue. All I do know is that people are the answer. They are the solution. I was told that 2 hands can do wonders. Look how many hands there are here today. I'm sure there is hope in India.
I've really loved my time in India, and I'm so sad to be leaving this place and its beautiful people. But if I have learned anything, it's working together is the answer. I've been inspired to make a difference, and it starts at home. I've organised a beach clean at Senan with my friends and local community.
For me, today is about community. There are 4 R's: refuse, reuse, refill, recycle. So Hugo, thanks for joining us on the beach today. I'm coming to the end of a bit of a journey. I've been filming this documentary, I've done a bit of travelling now, and I've learnt a lot on my way. My worry is what's next and what's been done to kind of correct everything I've been seeing.
It's a problem that needs global systems to change. It's just like climate change really and carbon emissions. We've got plastic emissions coming from everywhere. So we need to work together. And we mustn't outsource the problem, just as we're doing with carbon. You know, we can't put our carbon emissions in China and then blame China for all of those carbon emissions. We can't export our dirty plastics and recyclate to other developing countries and say it's their problem. We've got to work on this together. We've got to help other countries build the right systems to control plastics with us and to trap them, as I say, in the economy and not in the environment. This is an important resource, comes from oil, we're pumping out of the ground around the world in pristine environments. So we've got to make sure we conserve it for the future, for our children and for our grandchildren.
So I've come to the end of my journey and I've learnt so much about plastic. Today we've had 200 people on the beach picking up plastic and a huge difference has been made. The community have come together and I'm so grateful for the amount of work that everyone's doing. I will still be finding plastic on the beach every single day, and it's not going to stop me on my plight to find plastic with my children and my family.
The truth floats up to the surface, and it runs deeper than we care to believe. We've been far from perfect, so where the hell's our sense of urgency? Diamonds and sapphires dancing in the swell. So we gotta say, and it's easier said than done to comprehend the damage that we've done. But only we can tame this maelstrom. I don't wanna live to regret it, not when there's still time to reset it. It's not too late to turn the tides, to make a change before the waves collide. And it becomes crystal clear when we bind together. It's not a storm.